So I've been scared to make this video for like months, but today I finally have the courage to ask. Hey guys, Justin here with That Christian Vlogger. If you don't already know who I am and what this channel is all about, then just skip this video, go and watch one of the other like 100 videos that I've made, because today's video is just for those who have been subscribed for a while. For those of you who have been following my journey for the last several months, you know that in October I announced that I had quit my job in order to become a digital missionary.
No, it is not clickbait. I really am quitting my job.
So that step, to put it very lightly, was a big step of faith for Emily and I. At that point in our life, Emily didn't have the next job lined up, nor did we even really know where we were going to be living at the time. All I knew was that God was leading us to tackle a big challenge. And that challenge was to really put my time and energy into this online ministry and to do what I could to help solve a problem. You see, churches all over the world are concerned about this seemingly growing trend that young people are just leaving their church never to come back. Some statistics say that over 59% of millennials raised within the church are leaving with no intention to ever come back. And if you find yourself in a typical church on a given weekend, then it's no wonder why. The services many times can seem out of date and the messages out of touch with reality. But what's interesting is that the vast majority of young people who leave the church don't actually cite like a lack of faith as to why they're leaving. In fact, a good chunk of these young people would still consider themselves spiritual and interested in growing in this area of their lives. Most young people, like myself, quite often think about questions regarding purpose and calling, and we're still wondering about what's the best way to live our life and how should we best treat other people in today's world. And while some of us would never actually admit it, we do wonder about the existence of God and what happens after death. So how exactly do you minister to an entire generation of people who are asking questions that are this important, but don't find themselves in your pews on the weekend? The answer is that you have to go where they are. You have to be willing to meet them on their level if you ever hope to be present in those conversations. And that's why digital missionaries are so incredibly important. Over 5 billion YouTube videos are watched every single day. And among millennials, YouTube comprises 2/3 of all online videos watched. And through their mobile devices alone, YouTube reaches more 18 to 49-year-olds than any single broadcast or cable TV network. Now, ever since I've started this online ministry, I've had the opportunity to witness God do some pretty miraculous things through this channel. I've had both Muslims and atheists share how the videos have challenged them to rethink their worldview. Young people have shared with me that they've had the courage to ditch unequally yoked and toxic relationships. Others have been given the much needed comfort during bouts against depression and even suicidal thoughts. And yet some of my favorite comments to receive are of young people saying that they're willing to give God and reading the Bible another chance. You see, God is doing some really powerful things through this channel, and that's why I'm making this video today, because I need your help. Millennials in 2015 became the largest living generation at 75 million, even surpassing the baby boomers. And what's crazy is that it's this group of young people that make up the vast majority of my viewership. 80% of my audience is under the age of 34, and every single day I get messages or tweets or comments with questions from young people who are wrestling through this thing called life, and it's truly amazing and incredibly fulfilling, by the way, to be able to be in a position to direct them back towards Jesus. But if I'm truly honest, I'm not sure that I can keep doing this forever. Don't get me wrong, it's not a question of whether or not that I would want to, because I would love nothing more than to be able to continue doing this for years to come. But when I told my wife that I had felt called to quit my job and to become a digital missionary, I asked for her to give me 12 months. 12 months to dedicate towards this online mission, where I would leave my secure job with its benefits and healthcare and the likes to do all that I could to make a difference. And if at the end of 12 months that this ministry could, by the grace of God, become sustainable, then we would take it as a sign from God that He would continue to bless us as we moved forward. And if not, then we just stop the channel and continue on with our traditional jobs. So here's what I'm asking in no unclear terms. I'm asking you to make the That Christian Vlogger ministry a part of your regular prayers. Intercede on our behalf and ask God to continue to lead us down the path that He desires. And secondly, I'm also asking you to support financially. Many of you have sent me kind messages saying that you appreciate this ministry, that you've showed the videos at your church or even used them in family worship, and that they've basically helped you and your families grow closer to God. And if that is the case, if you have been blessed by this ministry, then I'm asking for your financial support. I'm not asking you to sell your car or house and donate the money to this ministry. In fact, I'm not even really asking for a sacrificial donation of any kind. I'm asking you for a small monthly donation of just a few dollars. The same amount of money that you'd spend on, say, a cup of coffee or boba or like a Netflix subscription. If you've been blessed by this ministry, or if you'd like to support a digital missionary like myself, I'm asking you simply to give what you can. What will your donations actually help me to do? Well, for one, it helps me to continue to make videos like these for the years to come, but secondly, to also expand the reach and impact of this channel. I'm working on some in-depth webinars and classes like a How to Study the Bible class or a Christianity for Beginners, where instead of like 6 or 7 minutes, I go like hours deep into the subjects for people that would love to learn about those kinds of things. But what I'm learning is that in order to produce classes of this nature and this level, it's kind of expensive. So that's one thing that'll help us do. Emily and I also have the desire in the very near future to dedicate a year or so of our time towards being overseas missionaries and to actually bring the vlog with us on some of those journeys, and to hopefully in the process inspire an entire generation of young people to go out and to serve God as well. If you can help, the website that facilitates this monthly donation is called Patreon. You can visit my page at patreon.com/thatchristianvlogger to find out more. There will be a link in the little doobly-doo below. On the page, you'll see some of the perks that I offer my patrons, such as free shirts, bonus videos, and even speaking in person at your church or school. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been kind of afraid to talk to you about this and to actually ask for your help, because I know that most public religious figures have such a terrible stigma when it comes to like the spiritual manipulation and the misuse of money that I really didn't want to ask you guys. But the truth is that Emily and I just can't do this on our own. So let me just basically give you the disclaimer. If you legitimately are not in a position to give financially at this time, I do not want you to feel pressured to do so. The YouTube videos that I make will always be free as long as I continue to keep making them. So if you can't give financially, then just, sharing this video or praying for Emily and me would be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for the love. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And until next time, I'm That Christian Vlogger, and I'll encourage you to experience faith in the first person. God bless.